Sadness.
The sadness friend.
The sadness
It's
friend.
What are we doing?
Today, we are going to watch a movie
Ooh.
that will bring us pain and suffering, I'm sure.
Yes.
My favorite.
We are going to be watching Galaxy of Terror. Imagine your worst nightmares coming true.
Okay.
They already
Hell
have.
has just been relocated.
Oh shit.
The mind's innermost fears become reality for Aaron Moran, Edward Albert, and Ray Walston when their spaceship rescue mission lands on a dark and barren planet. After discovering a giant pyramid whose powers prevent the space mission from leaving the planet, the group ventures inside it and tries to unlock its mysteries.
Oh no.
Why is there a pyramid on this planet?
Because they built the ones here.
Oh yeah,
That's how that works.
I forgot.
Aliens.
It wasn't slaves or anything. Okay.
What?
Nothing. Each person must... Oh my god. Each person must then face their own individual fates, strangely dictated by their secret fears.
Oh god.
Oh god.
It's one of these
Yeah.
movies.
Reality battles with imagination, and both conflicting perceptions blend together and build to a terrifying conclusion.
See?
The alien just looks like Alien. Anyway, let's start this puppy up.
Oh yes. The graphics, guys.
Oh, boy.
Fuck. Oh shit.
There's our lead in.
Yay!
Alright.
I'm gonna like this one, I think.
Only way. A terrible way.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
god. Here we go. Is that...
Oh my god.
Okay.
I hated this fucking movie. I hated this fucking movie
Imagine if
so
that
much.
production designer was actually James Cameron.
Oh my
Yes!
god. It's James Cameron.
It's James
It is-
Cameron?
No
It's
way.
the James Cameron.
Oh, gosh.
Production designer, the James Cameron.
Screw you, James Cameron!
Fuck you, James
Thanks
Cameron.
for another piece of shit.
You. So, Ben, what are we watching now?
Okay. Well, now we're gonna try to watch Ice Crawlers. When the temperature drops, the feeding begins. In the desolate Arctic wasteland, they've been asleep for millions of years.
Great.
Until a team of researchers awaken them. Now they're mad and hungry for blood. That's literally the entire back of the box.
Wow, that's like the
It's
shortest...
3 sentences
Oh, gosh.
right there.
I can't decide
I
if
guess better than one long run on sentence
Yeah,
that
like,
takes up the whole
I
box.
cannot decide which is better.
By New Concord Entertainment, whom I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And also, it's usually not a good sign when they have to, like, genre their own movie.
As murder? Oh,
As
horror.
horror.
Oh, I thought it just said murder. I was like,
Moida.
what? What
Moida.
is that a genre?
Yeah, so that's the whole back of the box. Yeah, and then there's this weird
Freeze
thing.
lady.
I mean, we'll show this later, probably.
So there weren't any like pictures of like any of the quote unquote ice crawlers either, right?
No. It's just 3 people standing. Guy with the shotgun. There's a naked lady.
And
It
And
would
then-
not be a shitty movie if there was no
No.
naked lady.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy falling into the ice.
Yep.
So I mean, that's pretty. It's pretty much telling you all you need to know about the movie right there.
any predictions? On
Any
what these-
predictions?
Like probably like just spiders that look kind of snowy. Will it be crappy CG or will it be actual like puppetry? That's
I don't know.
decent?
I'm guessing some kind of alien. Maybe. I mean, yeah. Actually, 2002 is probably going to be computer graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible
Computer
Shitty
graphics.
CGI.
And it's going to be some kind of alien.
Dark
Jesus,
future.
even this one's not 90 minutes. 83 minutes.
Yeah.
Woo!
What the fuck? Jesus.
Damn.
All right. Yeah, that's not. That is. And for 2002, that's pretty under par.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty...
7 minutes for 2002 is pretty under par.
Yeah.
So let's get this shit started, I
Dive
guess.
right in.
Here we go.
All right. No, it's just fucking. It's the thing. It's Antarctica. It's already. Oh my
Yep,
god! It's
this
just
is
the
the thing. Fuck this movie already.
Fuck.
Dog manure.
Shut up.
Good lord.
I hate all these characters so much.
Cart's down.
Oh!
I'm on my way.
No! I don't need to have seen this.
Why?
No.
I would have ran away.
Oh my
This is
god!
a bad idea.
God!
Bad idea.
God! Oh my god!
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up!
Come on, come on, come on.
Come on!
How many times do you
You
have to
can do it!
Seen any shitty CGI yet, have we?
Oh,
No,
we're
it's
getting
been
a
all
bigger one.
puppets.
Oh, we're getting a bigger one.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh!
god.
That's
what the actual...
They're really gonna joke and flirt right now? All of their...
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
They really are gonna fuck
They're
right now.
super.
They're just gonna fuck in the
Oh,
midst
that's
of everyone else being dead and having no way to escape
Wait.
Antarctica.
That's the end?
That's the
That's
end.
the movie.
Oh my holy fudge!
Good job.
Okay, movie.
Yeah, that's fitting.
Yeah, that's
fitting.
That's pretty fitting.
That's
Okay, whatever, movie. Whatever. I don't even know. Batshit crazy.
Batshit crazy.
That was batshit crazy.
The fuck was that movie? What the fuck was that movie?
so Ben.
What do we even do today?
We watched some movies, some feature
That's
length. Feature
That's a
length.
very loose term.
Very true.
Kenny.
Feature length films. They were works of media
Yeah,
products.
pretty much.
So let's dive right in.
Okay.
This hot mess.
What was the first one, Kenny?
Our first movie that we watched today was A Galaxy of Terror.
And it was terrible.
Our top billing with Edward Albert and Ray Walston.
Which is really my first issue with the movie. Robert Englund, who plays the original Freddy Krueger, is in this movie. And this VHS was specifically released 4 years after the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And he's not even billed at all. Like, he's not mentioned in the back. He's not mentioned top bill. Like, nothing. He's not even in there.
Heck, we found out later through the credits that friggin' James Cameron also worked on this.
James Cameron's also fucking on this movie.
So, but half these none of this appeared in the movie.
No, like,
If
none
anything,
of the shit was in the movie. I mean, the lady is kind of close to something that happened in the movie, but that's all you get.
Yeah. The only true thing about this is that the movie is worth 1 star. So, let's get into this summary of this bullcrap.
God.
So we start off with,
They do like a little murder scene at the beginning of a horror movie.
but you don't see what it is that's
Yeah,
hunting him off, like
obviously,
a reflection in like
Yeah.
that weird window in the spaceship or whatever, where he's like, I
Yeah.
have no idea what it is. It's just completely incoherent.
Yeah.
And then we go to Red Spaceball Head Guy.
Oh yeah,
And,
there's like some fucking president or
the
god.
master. Or
The maker. Yeah,
yeah.
they call him they don't explain any of this shit. Like, they literally don't explain any
It's
of this
just
shit.
madness.
Nothing.
But naturally, he's playing chess with an old woman.
Oh, are they playing chess?
I have no. Like,
Is that what's
that's
happening?
That's my best guess. All the buttons
I
she's
don't. I just
pushing.
don't even. This woman. Yeah, they're just like pushing buttons. And
She's
they're-
like the sci-fi equivalent of the old woman with a crystal ball in a tent.
It's yeah. The beginning of this movie is so incomprehensible that you get jumped into the rest of the movie and you just don't even know why he was even there.
Because we get like so many characters like from this random spaceship. All of a sudden, like you have this old commander who's probably gonna retire any day now, and the captain she has like several PTSD moments whenever they
Oh my God, yeah, like-
Hephaestus incident.
Every time someone even mentions the fact that she was a captain previously, she has like a flashback in her own head. We don't see the flashbacks. It just happens to herself.
They always just mention
It's
it.
just, and then she gets like a faraway look in her eye, and we have to guess that some shit happened.
It's not even until after the fact, like when they land, that they have to go on to this rescue mission to like save some doomed or like a crash ship or whatever. The Romulus or like that.
They call it the Romulus, but they also don't even mention that they're going to really save it. She mentions briefly that every second could cost the lives of these people.
Very briefly. If anything, it's like, gotta go away fast!
Yeah, which was really just an excuse for her to set the ship off in 30 seconds. Literally 30 seconds.
And they're all buckling in with their Cadillac seatbelts and everything.
They look like car seatbelts, like the square, like clicky thing. That's all they look like.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Goodness.
Not all of them were buckled in, though.
No, they weren't.
The friggin'.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Friggin' Freddy getting a little reverse.
That's true. Yeah,
Action, whatever.
Yeah.
Video feeds to like the crew quarters for they like. It turns out like Freddy's and the blonde, whatever her name is, they're just like right above them in like a crow's nest type thing.
It's like 50 feet behind them and 5 feet up. Like, they could have just turned around and yelled.
You guys okay?
Or they could have built the control panel that faces them, and then still, of course, it's space and the future, so they have to.
You need windows to see out in
They
space.
need to talk through TVs, but their entire spaceship is controlled by like little metal flip switches. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's just like flip switches.
That's random buttons. And
Yeah, they hardly even have buttons, to be honest. It's all just flip switches.
some old crappy radio sets they found from the war or something.
Christ.
Props. So yeah, they land on this planet.
They don't land on the planet. They get sucked by tractor beam onto the planet.
Yeah, and they have.
They're meaning to go there, but they don't choose to land there.
Airplane landing, but they have like skis on it.
They have they exactly have like X-wing ski legs, like it's supposed to hover land, and they just
grind on in. Some Warped Tour X Games bullcrap. Damn it. So they get there and they start investigating. Some of these characters that we were even introduced to.
they're not even characters.
Just stereotypes. Because we got the hotshot soldier Balon.
Who is one of the three names we even get the whole movie.
One expression during the whole movie.
One expression, yeah. So he's the angry, he's like the hotshot, but he is kind of also the douchebag, as is usually appropriate for his type of character.
Burn all the evidence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he incinerates so many people without even thinking about it.
The rescue ship they went to initially, they open up the doors and initially the dead body, the guy from the first that we can only imagine that's probably who that's supposed to be.
Or at least one crew member from the previous ship.
Yeah.
Falls from the ceiling and then he just incinerates him. Doesn't try to investigate how he died. Doesn't even try to look at him. He just incinerates him immediately.
Yep. Can't investigate this crap.
Which at the first I thought it was super weird that they were doing this, but as the movie goes along, you kind of learn that they're mostly just soldiers, kind of
idiots.
Well, yeah, but they're supposed to be soldiers in this universe, and they're supposed to be on a rescue mission, so they don't give a shit about finding out how they died.
Freaking the rookie, right out of the academy on his first mission, oatmeal up chucking right out of the gates, where he stays behind and nobody questions it at all, as he's clearly freaked out by this whatever that weird the bug thing
yeah.
Which almost reminds me of that now.
That's true.
We'll get to that
what
later.
It looked like,
Imagine that was recycled from this.
That would be amazing.
That
would have been fantastic.
Jeez.
But before he even dies by that thing, he thinks he sees something. He doesn't even really see something, but he thinks he sees something, and he freaks the fuck out. I don't know how he made it through whatever training, academy or program they have to send guys to other planets to rescue other people, but he was not properly prepared.
We found out his name was Koss. Or something
they all had fucking weird names.
Except our main protagonist, Cameron.
No, it's Cabrin or whatever.
It is Cabrin?
Yeah, I looked it up on IMDb. It's Caprin or Cabrin or some weird shit like that.
Oh my gosh. Well, the rest of them were Luma and Core and...
Yeah. And we hardly got names at all.
Yeah.
I think the blonde girl We get her name once, and the guy says it unintelligibly, obviously, so they still don't know what it is.
Yeah. But then we got our first casualty of this main crew, the Cost, the rookie from the cockroach. But then that segues horribly to where, like, they don't show him finding the body, they're just talking about it later in the autopsy. So,
Yeah, like
no, Shopper just, he's dead.
Yeah, like they went back 3 minutes later after he didn't come with them originally, and then they're like, oh
Wonder
shit,
what
he died.
happened to him.
Oh well, we'll just take him back to the...
So then, yeah, we get back to the ship, doing the autopsy, and then they slip in that, like, oh, we can't leave. I mean, the ship's busted, but there's some tractor beam or whatever it is from this pyramid, where thankfully we got the stinger music for it when the reveal.
Well, they don't even know it's a pyramid yet, because they're trying to scan, and their scanner dies, like, twice.
The 419.
Oh yeah, it gets
so close to 420, just one away.
It gets to 419 2 times in a row. Then after that, we get, like, the classic over-the-horizon giant building.
Yeah.
That they didn't even bother to climb over
Monolith.
the first hill, like they didn't even give a shit about that.
For real.
Oh,
Maybe.
Shit.
Yay!
Pyramid.
The stinger. The pyramid with the old captain where he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, I feel younger when I look at you.
Which, you know...
And immediately falls down.
Yeah, he, like... He's...
Old man.
No, when I'm looking at you, I'm not.
Oh, God.
I don't care about that happening.
He's definitely dying next.
Like, luckily, it doesn't, like, turn into some, like, old guy, young girl romance. Like, luckily, we escaped that.
Ish. They still, like...
They tried,
yeah,
but,
it's
I mean...
weird. Like, she pitied in.
And then he falls down the mountain, and then 30 seconds after he falls down the mountain, he decides to go spelunking. There's, like, this hole in the side of it, and he decides that he's the one that needs to go down the hole.
I'm the commander. I give the orders.
He doesn't even have, like, special space gear for this. It's literally just, like, climbing rope and a carabiner, like mountain climbing.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, straight up normal mountain climbing.
Just right out of the sports store. This'll work for props.
Which breaks immediately.
Naturally. And, well, not even that, like, yeah, like, the latch breaks off, but, like, as soon as he's, like, falling down, that's when we get these weird tentacle things, where, like, straight up, it sounded like it was this stock sound effect, like, straight out, like, Nickelodeon, the goop sound, like,
oh, yeah.
whatever that was. Mustache McGee guy, Caprin. Like, he goes down, like, check, and then he's like, oh, whatever, let's just keep going. So they keep going, climbing up the pyramid and everything, like, whatever. I think at the same time, that's when we find out that the ship's cook, like, we did see him, like, during, like, when they were all buckling in, and that's when the captain's like, why did the master send you? And, like...
Yeah, we get this little weird side scene back at the ship,
Yeah.
where the ship's captain, the cook, and Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Those are the only three that stay at the ship.
Yeah.
And then the cook comes in and he's like talking to her about he knows that she's the best something. I didn't catch that part either
weird.
because why would they explain? Talks briefly about how she saved his life somehow.
Oh, when she was, like, freaking out and shooting stuff?
Yeah, like he did.
gosh.
Like he says that she saves his life, but we don't get any explanation of what the fuck happened with that.
I was the only survivor!
She grabs a bazooka before she leaves the room, and she goes out and tries
Barreling
to. I think
down.
she tries to shoot the door and blows herself up.
Yeah, and then she, like, comes through.
Yeah, she's like.
Again. Oh, no, not again.
Like, with Robert Englund's character, where, like, right before England had went in there, like, he was, like, trying to see where the captain was, because she was answering comms, and then the cook knocks him out,
For no reason.
and, like, immediately he's like, I didn't see, somebody knocked me out, you know who?
And the
It's
cook's like, I don't fucking know. I don't see.
Robert Englund, the cook, was right behind you.
Oh god. Okay.
So then that's when we get Englund to join the pyramid crew.
Yeah.
And the pyramid, crew, they've all like gotten to the top and they decide to go in there. That's when our little crystal monk guy, the crystal, like, I live and die by the crystals.
Yeah, so he throws he has like these like 3-pronged like shuriken crystal. I don't know what the fuck they are. They're made out of crystal and they look, but he throws them at this door. The door breaks them, and then he cries about it.
Upset-y about these crystal shards of his break-in. And then he's our next casualty, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, then all of a sudden his crystal ninja stars, whatever, like they're on the ground. And he like goes to grab, and then like one of the shards breaks off and jams into his arm.
Yeah.
And like while he gets part of it off, that's when we get some unique special features where it's like going in through his arm and everything.
Yeah, and you can like see the blade shape under his skin. Like it's a pretty decent effect, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, like that's when he like judo chops his arm off.
Judo chops his own arm off.
And it's straight up Evil Dead arm just on the ground, and it starts moving around and
grabs the other crystal shard star and throws it and hits him in the chest.
And he's dead.
And he's dead.
Good.
The people are in the inside the pyramid still.
Yeah.
Including the blonde girl. She doesn't get that far into the pyramid.
No, that was she saw the guy's arm.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
the
right.
maggots on it. That was,
That's
I guess,
right.
her fear.
And she like incinerates the arm.
Except for what?
Except for like a little sluggy thing.
It starts growing and everything. So that was a unique little.
Yeah, the growing. Yeah, it was a decent growing effect or whatever. And yeah, so
that's when we get the monster worm.
It just looks like a giant slimy caterpillar, basically. And she's still outside of the pyramid because every death that happens in this movie is because someone gets separated from the group, like every single time.
Tropey is all heck.
This slug thing grows into the giant slimy slug thing.
Yeah.
You don't even know what it actually does. It tears off all of her clothing,
Yeah,
so
like,
you get the gratuitous nudity in the movie. And then, yeah, it's nonsensical. Like, honestly, it's just gratuitous nudity, and the slug thing, like, covers her in slime, and she's dead, you know.
And then old Balon just comes in and just incinerates
Yep.
So.
Balon comes out, incinerates her. So, there's really no closure. It's just gratuitous nudity.
Cut off that loose end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now we're down to pretty much 5 survivors.
Is that? Yeah, 5. There's the short-haired girl.
Yep.
Balon, mustache dude,
Crabon or whatever.
Yeah, Robert England, and then the cook. Because the cook also comes with. Now they're just wandering.
Yeah,
through the
wandering
pyramid.
around, looking around. Oh, look at this! Look at that! Look at that! That's the one they find like the weird pyramid thing. Like that's all the pyramid within the pyramid, where Balon's like freaking out because he starts seeing the thing. He gets locked out when the 4 of them go in there, and he's locked out, and then in like this generic alien, which is none of these.
Yeah, none of this shit even happens. Yeah. None of that. And then like all the matte paintings and tons of the lighting was just straight up blue. Straight up blue.
I'm afraid I just blew myself.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it like throws him off, and he's like the prop.
Yeah, he like falls down the giant pyramid slope.
An idiot, anyway.
And so now all we have is short brown hair girl, Robert England, and
mustache
and cook. This whole movie is just basically counting down the characters.
Yeah.
So the next part is they all climb up into like the same room type thing, but then they all somehow end up in different rooms.
It almost looked like a paintball that they went into with like
it
the neon light, and just like the
shit.
glass. It was just then that's when we get Robert Englund's face off with himself.
Oh yeah,
like
he fights himself.
The battle of sorts, because he like shoots the guy, but then it doesn't do anything obviously, and then all of a sudden his double like starts stabbing his own like appendages, and it's like hurting Robert Englund's character.
Yeah, and so he figures out somehow that
after shooting him a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, you're my fear.
Yeah, like he says he doesn't bleed or anything, so obviously that just means it's
like
and then it just disappears.
Yes. Short brunette goes down that like little crawl space, whatever. And, like she got attacked by all those tentacle things that start like tearing and cutting into her, and it was then like they had the ones across the face. That was
pretty cool.
Thing,
that was pretty cool.
It's the head explosion.
Yeah, like it just wraps tentacles around her like mouth and her forehead, and just like explodes her entire skull.
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. No. Stop.
Yay!
Well, she's like dating the mustache guy, and he finds her with her head exploded.
Whoops.
Oops.
England's character comes up and like, oh man, I'm sorry, and he's given his revelation. Like, I found out it's your fears that play off you. It's like everybody's been hit by her fears, and then Mustache McGee's like, I've known it since Luma. It's
Yeah.
like, why didn't you say this before?
Yeah, we don't even know who Luma is, actually.
Yeah, I
We're
guess-
not sure which one of the girls that was. It was one of them. So, yeah, this...
Piece of crap movie.
Okay, so...
Yeah, that's when. So now it's just basically the two of them and Cook.
Yeah.
Where obviously Cook's like kind of obviously.
He's gone, so he's
Puppet
obviously the bad
master.
guy or whatever.
Yeah. And then we get this little stairway of faith. Or whatever.
Well, and then we don't even see Robert Englund anymore. Like, he's just gone the rest of the movie.
Yeah, like right after Mustache McGee starts climbing up, then just Robert Englund's just left there. So it's like,
And I don't think we don't even see him again.
no,
we really
no
don't.
closure for that.
So he's alive, maybe.
Then we get Mustache. Crap, whatever his name. I'm just going to keep calling him Mustache.
Just
'cause
Mustache.
I don't even
Yeah,
care.
I don't even. It doesn't
Just
matter.
such a-
They're not even people. They're just.
He makes it to this big old room with Cook, and at that point, that's when we find out that he is the master. Then
Maybe.
his head starts glowing and
yeah.
he's mad. He shoots at him like, "I'm gonna find a way how to kill you." And then Cook, the master, like disappears, and then Mustache McGee has his little face off against all these other figures that have been around.
Yeah, which is like a dream state almost, maybe. Like, once again, they don't explain anything.
It's very convoluted.
Like, honestly, half of the reason that we even knew what was going on in the movie is because we read the back of the box.
Yeah, they're
Because if we hadn't read it, the entire movie would have been completely incomprehensible.
just bonkers.
Just batshit crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, he faces off against the cockroach thing that killed the first guy, the tentacles that killed him. Yeah, basically the giant worm, like all this.
And then several of his crewmates as well.
Yeah, they're dead.
So like he has to fight off all this shit.
And then he somehow just proves his worth because he has no fear. When Cook, the master, appears again and is like, "Oh, you're the master now." And like somehow like turns into like a light suit version of himself.
Yeah, and then he transfers all of his powers to Mustache Guy.
Yeah. So Mustache Guy is now the master.
And then Mustache Guy kills the cook.
Yay.
And that's like the end of the movie.
Pretty much. Because, like, he's making that stupid, oh, I can't believe you've done this. I won't do what you've done. And Cook just, well, you have to do it, otherwise the planet will fall in chaos. Like,
Yeah, like
where is this exposition coming
yeah,
from?
again, no explanations of anything, just really vague, like
And
it's just terrible. Just terrible.
end credits.
That was seriously like the end of the movie.
So Ben, how about our second feature film?
Okay, so the second one we watched, ultimately more entertaining.
Ultimately.
Thank God, because I don't know if I could have handled two of those.
For real.
So this one is called Ice Crawlers.
AKA Deep Freeze on IMDb, we came to find out.
Oh yeah, it's not even called Ice Crawlers on IMDb, so if you're looking for it, it's Deep Freeze. Whatever.
Yeah.
So this movie is basically a ripoff of The Thing, and there's also no ice in it. Just so you know, it's all snow, there's some water, but there's no ice.
All like the Antarctica.
We're just putting that up front so you know what we're getting into now.
Let's just dive right in.
So, Ice Crawlers, classic, terrible horror movie beginning. We watch a guy die.
Yeah.
Like one guy who's by himself, as per usual.
Not even that, but the certain body of water that he's next to.
Oh God. Okay, that's true. The real start of the film is when we go to this Antarctic base. It puts on text on the screen, to let us know where we are.
Build the scene.
Thank God. And so it puts up the text that we are in the moon pool level of this Antarctic space station, which is just a basement with a round pool in it. And there's nothing about it that suggests it to be a moon. There's nothing about it that suggests it's a special kind of pool in any way. It's just a basement with a pool in it and a bunch of barrels and shit.
But it's shaped like a moon.
It's shaped like a moon because the moon is a circle. So...
Wheel of cheese pool.
Yes.
Basketball pool. Ball pool. Round head pool. Other round spherical pool.
circular pool.
Yes.
So there's this. We're at the moon pool level.
I would have lost my mind if they called it the full moon pool.
The full.
That would have been hysterical.
That would have been fantastic.
Oh god.
And then we're in like a helicopter.
Yeah, that's where we get our whole mass box of victims.
Yeah. So again, barely even characters in this movie.
Barely.
Just people to be killed.
Yep.
So they all fly to the base. Yeah, they're like grad students, so they're like not even professionals that should be in Antarctica studying this shit.
Yeah, just some
Which
geotech program.
becomes painfully obvious later.
It's just awful.
It's
But we have
so
so many tropes because we have Cowboy Man,
We have a cowboy. We have the nerdy girl. The
nerdy guy.
Nerdy guy.
Yep.
Then we have like the authority figure with the goatee.
Yeah.
Why 2002?
Why?
And
Token black guy.
two
who's it?
token black guys.
Yeah.
Two token black guys. But one of them dies way earlier because you can't have them die in a row.
Can't have a name for him either. Just
No.
name the pilot.
Again, another movie where the people's names I can't even remember.
Yeah.
Because they're not people, they're just pretend people. And then the German guy is acting super weird. And he keeps taking like a vague amount of drugs. Like he has like a pill bottle and he just like shoots it and drinks some water. Obviously. Jesus, what even happens in this movie? So they get to the base.
Yeah, so he starts giving them a tour around the place. That's when we get like the laboratory that's completely stock science props that they found.
Yeah, like
like all the random hazard signs that just don't correlate to the green apple Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and like
vials.
not just like a science lab, but like a straight up like token chemistry lab. Like there's all like the flasks and the fume hoods and the Bunsen burn. Like it's just there's a periodic table on the wall because
science.
Because if you're at this space station and you don't know your periodic table, you obviously need the chart.
It's not a space station.
It doesn't matter anymore, Kenny. It really doesn't matter.
Space Antarctica.
Space Antarctica. It's just all melding together.
They're the same movie.
They're the same galaxy, and they're both terrible. Anyway, so they're at the Antarctic station. Oh my god, I don't even. So, and it's just a slew of really overdone characters. Even so when they get to the space station, they meet even more people who are as vaguely human as the rest of them.
The rest of the geotech workers that are all like just super old. Not to mention like the mustached old guy with the most uncomfortable.
We'll get to that one, but
I want to die.
yeah. So there's a bunch of old guys that work at the station, but they just look like construction workers. It's what they look like.
Basically.
And they act like construction workers, basically. And so they get there, and the new kids are there, and they are, like, having a meal or some shit. Wait, what? Jerk a nut?
That was really sexual.
Maybe I ought to jerk a nut in your ass? What? Are you my son?
2000s.
Super sexual.
No homo, bro.
Then we find out that Goatee Doc. I don't even know what his job is.
Just like
The authority goatee guy and the German lady are like in love, or they've had sex at some point.
his picture on her bedside nightstand.
She has a picture of him on her bedside nightstand.
One of him.
And it looks like the most stock footage photo.
Like straight out of his portfolio. For
Like
acting.
straight, like not even that. It looks like a high school graduation picture.
But he still has that nasty.
But he has the nasty ass goatee in his. And then she goes to take a bath because someone needed to get undressed 20 minutes into the movie.
Gotta keep the attention span going.
Yes. And so she gets in the tub, and then nothing really happens, and she gets out of the tub, and then she gets murdered. She's the first death.
Well, now even like we get the Was did she have like the first hint of like the little tentacle around her leg? She's like,
Yeah,
"Ah!"
that's right. Yeah, so she like gets out of the tub and walks to her bed.
It's like under her bed even. She gets pulls the covers down even, straight out the tropes.
Yeah, just like pulls her under the bed. You don't see it kill her because this movie doesn't.
But
hardly show
we do
anything.
see the flashlight before her.
Oh,
eyes.
shit, yeah.
Just a random scene of
That's a common theme for the movie is that
Get
when
used
people
to
die,
that.
you get to see their life flash before their eyes, but really their life is just everything you've seen in the movie already. It's just their life that has happened in the last 2 hours having been in the Antarctic base. Good God, I don't even know what happens after this.
because it starts to like just turn into a bloodbath where
It really-
the helicopter pilot also gets
Oh
killed.
yeah, helicopter pilot also gets killed because he's black and he has to.
Yeah, now they're wrecked him.
That's just how that goes. in
Yeah,
these
with
movies.
Lee.
In these movies, I'm not saying that's just how movies always do it.
Our hands are clean.
I have nothing to do with this. I'm just telling you what they've always told me.
I just work here.
I just work here. Anyway, I don't even work here. Why do I live here?
Well, like with the lead man, that's when we finally do see the actual.
That's the
trial
first time you actually even see.
And boy, howdy, is it adorable!
It is a treat. It is adorable. It's
Scuttles
a treat.
around.
It looks like they put a rubber suit on a corgi and it just waddles around. And they really don't even show the monster except for that for like the first half of the movie because they know how bad it looks. They really know. And so they really try to not show it for the first half of the movie and then they have to show it for the rest of the movie to make sense.
And that's when it just
Or they had
goes
already shot it and they're like, we can't go reshoot this.
just spiraling out of madness control.
So those two guys die. Yeah, so goatee guy finds his dead lover's body and then pretends like it doesn't happen and goes back to work.
Yeah,
And
like,
that's all that you hear from him.
But then that's when crazy German dude, he finds her under the bed, also killed. So he goes to the arms locker because a crazy person like that should totally be in charge of that. Have the key.
When he goes to the German scientist room, he finds her laptop, which he then carries around with him in the same hand that he has the gun the whole time. So he's like holding a gun. He has the trigger and the handle back here, and then he has like the pump and a laptop like this in his hand the whole movie.
What's going
No.
on? It's just like a surprise that they even, like some of them survive even. Like
How?
they should all have been dead. Meanwhile, Nerd Boy and Nerd Girl are getting it on.
Oh yeah, Nerd Boy and Nerd Girl start fucking because that's how movies go.
Need that. And so yeah, German guy with antidepressants. That was the goatee figures. You won't believe him? He's all hopped up on antidepressants.
He says that line. He says, hopped up on antidepressant.
Look at him. He's all hopped up on antidepressants. Look at him. Look at him.
So we see one of the old guys who's like the construction worker.
There are like so many scenes going on at the same time.
There's just so many people and so little happening for real, except for death, that it's really hard to like keep track of how it happened and why, and what order even. So one of the old guys who looks like the construction worker decides that it's time for him to take a shower and go to bed. So we see him in like the barracks where all the beds are, and he's talking to one of the other old guys, and he takes his shirt off, and it's a fucking carpet on him. Like his body is covered in hair.
I'm on my way.
Shoulder pads of hair.
Like shoulder pads of hair, and then they show his back later, and it's just like a carpet of
just
hair.
Grizzly Adams terrible.
It's just, it's horrifying, and they show it for like 3 minutes straight. They don't even stop.
No cutaway at all.
No.
I'm surprised we didn't get his ass at that point.
I know.
Like,
Well, they almost showed his ass too, but we didn't quite get. And so he goes to take a shower, where we're still just watching him be completely shirtless and horrifying. And he dies in the shower because that's one of the other things on the checklist.
the random tentacle that's like angling around his foot, like.
Well, they're still trying to not show the prop very much because they know how shitty it looks.
Oh my. Back to the confrontation with angry German guy and the authority figures.
And he shoots the guy with the goatee. Whoa! Thank God! Holy shit!
Ooh, what you say?
Ooh, you have to edit that.
You
in.
have
Please.
to edit that in there. You
Please,
have
Jenny.
to.
Please.
Alright,
fine,
Please.
fine.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say?
And that's it. He's just dead.
Just dead. Hallelujah.
And then the German guy's just fine, and he's like buddy with everyone.
Like they put him in a closet, but then he immediately gets out. Like they didn't even
Like they don't.
what's the point?
Nobody even cares that he shoots this guy, and he doesn't care that he shoots this guy. He kills him, and then the confrontation's over, and everyone's fine. Like
Just explains
it's the only like human to human confrontation in the movie, really.
It's just played off so stupidly.
It's just
trapped in the closet for a second, but he like busts out because they didn't lock it. They didn't care. So yeah, then we go back to the nerd boy and nerd girl that were making love, and 30 seconds later she's asleep, and he's like, "Hey, honey, was it good for you?"
And then he like turns her over, and it's a pretty cool effect, to be honest. But like her entire body is become the bug somehow.
Well, it's like somehow
Like the bug is inside her, and like it like starts like moving its jaw thing, and it's like her neck kind of.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a cool weird effect thing. And then it kills the boyfriend.
Well, almost. We still get this scene
Oh
later.
Jesus Christ! This movie. Oh God!
Why? The fuck?
Oh shit! Yeah, so it tries to kill the boyfriend. The boyfriend somehow escapes, and he's covered in blood. Other people find him, and then he just dies.
Even then we get the nerd scientist guy, like the glasses, like his weirdest ensemble, where he finds him, he's like, ah! Scream! Oh, that is precious.
It's
Can you believe he did it in one take?
gets attacked by this fucking thing.
And the last construction dude finds the hair construction dude that's all laid down, and he gets attacked by the thing as well. He basically gets killed. Another body to the count.
Yeah, and then the tries to run away from the bug,
Oh,
and he gets into an elevator, and he's like, doing the whole push the button thing. The elevator won't close. The elevator doors don't even start moving before he's dead. Like he's dead, and then it starts to close the elevator doors. And you once again see like the bug scuttling, and it just looks horrible. It just looks terrible, and it's so comical.
I would have ran away.
This is a bad idea.
God!
Bad idea.
God! Oh my God!
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up!
Come on, come on, come on.
Come on!
How many times you
You can do it!
And so he's dead. So I don't even.
Well, like when they open the elevator and he falls, and like they could easily just shoot it right then, but they're like,
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Like he falls out of the elevator and he's still kind of alive.
Yeah.
And
Won't
the
help
guy,
him, just-
the guy with the shotgun, just runs away with the shotgun in his hand. Like, I mean, that in itself describes what the fuck this movie is. It's just shit. Like nobody researched it. They just wrote down whatever came out of their
Wiki,
ass,
whatever.
and they were like, "Hey, look, this is a movie now."
Ta-da!
And then we had to watch it.
Yeah.
And okay, so,
So now
there's
we're
only
basically
three.
done.
There's only
Yeah,
there's
only
three people left. Cowboy guy,
Crazy
environmenter
German.
girl, and crazy German
Yeah,
guy.
but he reveals that there's some like C4 in the bottom, like next to the moon pool, whatever.
Yeah, so we go back to the moon pool level, where there's a box. Not just a. It's like a 4 by 3 foot crate filled to the brim with plastic explosives,
Just
like
little red bricks.
just C4 and one detonator. So like this box was literally intended only to blow up this building, and that's it. Like the box was just made to blow up the building they're already in.
But while they're on the way there, though, after they've run away from the one that killed the black guy, the computer specialist, that's when they get to the stairwell, and the one it's still chasing after, scuttling after him, and he latches onto him with it like a
Oh,
tentacle,
yeah.
and pounces on him, and they both fall over the stairwell.
Oh my god. That's so awful. It looks like they put a rock.
Yes! Yes!
Oh my. The environmental girl blows its head off with a shotgun because why didn't we do this an hour ago? It blows its head off, and then we get a special magical surprise of a giant one of these trilobites that comes out of the moon pool, which in the movie is obviously like a little miniature pool and like a little puppet thing that looks gigantic, but and it doesn't even do anything. It just like comes up out of the pool and just
smacks a big tentacle at the
just like whipping around and
yeah.
like being a bug.
The stock dinosaur sound effects.
So the big bucket of C4 has like a detonator timer. Angry German starts the timer on the C4. Then he stands next to the C4 with a remote detonator. It's remote. So he stands there next to it, waits 57 seconds, 3 seconds before it would have blown up by itself, because he set a detonator on it, and then he blows it up by radio with himself next to it for no fucking reason.
Yes.
And so then we watch the entire building blow up.
Great. It's interspersed with actual pyrotechnics and terrible CG fire in between those stairways.
And I'm pretty sure they use the same shots a couple times.
Yeah, like
so you see these huge explosions, and then all that's left is the cowboy and the environmental girl, and they start making out.
Even though they're completely screwed, they have no communications, no way out of there.
Nobody knows how to fly a helicopter. The helicopter's probably blown up. They blew up the fucking whole building.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just laying in the rubble, making out, and it zooms out of the blown up building, and you see a giant tentacle come out of the ice, and then they just say, "Hey, fuck you," is the movie.
Credits. What a time.
And that is Ice Crawlers.
But between these two,
Ice Crawlers, super entertaining, actually.
hands down.
Some like we ragged on it the whole time because it's a garbage movie, but it was garbage in a way that was kind of hilarious.
Just
it was just so off of what it was trying to be.
The creature effects, especially good.
The creature effects. This was just boring. Nothing. The music sucked. There was no music really. There was no lighting. There was no cinematography. It was just sets and costumes and.
But like somehow all these famous people that were attached to it.
Yeah, there's like people in this that are in lots of other stuff, but it's garbage. Yep. This has nobody I've ever even heard of, and was pretty fucking hilarious. So
it's a good laugh, baby.
Good laugh. Not a great movie. Actually, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But everything I've ever seen is the worst movie I've ever seen because this is all we do.
But that's our Satinus friends' stamp of approval on Ice Crawlers.
That's about as good as it gets, guys.